There are a lot of legendary artifacts that you can get in the new Rogue Legends, so I decided I'm going to try to get all of them, and here they all are in one single game on stage 19. Now you'll notice that there are two missing. That's the first one, Rubber Bullets, which doesn't even have a legendary counterpart, so you can't get it. And the last one, that's what happens when you try to get it. The game literally just crashes when you try to pick it up. So basically, I am pretty much soft locked in this game, so you can see footage from just right before when on about stage 19, and this is kind of what it looks like with every single artifact besides one that's legendary, I guess. And what I'm about to do here is just putting down against the phase boss on boss rush one single destroyer, and we'll just set that on strong and see how well that will do. So basically you start the game and you instantly get a boost because you instantly killed like a bunch of stages. Well, actually that doesn't come up first. It needs like its little animation to come up, and then there you go. So basically every single frame, the 5 stages of the boss is being instantly killed, and this will happen for a while. Now what you can do is just keep doing this until you get to round 300, but that requires you to look for the damage tiles and then just spam click them. I did that a few times until the game like started to crash out at like around level like 200ish, where I guess layer 200 of the boss. I've seen pictures of people going all the way to the cap, which is about 300, where it usually will hit its integer limit. For some bosses I think it's different, but I've seen a few people get to around round 300, but I can't really handle that on my computer, so I guess this is the best we're gonna get. Again, I got to like layer 150 just using the bug, and that's kind of how it works out for there. But it's pretty crazy, and the amount of damage and projectiles is just absolutely absurd, especially for like these very specific towers. I found tier 3 boats to really be the best. Druids do a lot, and the dart monkeys could kind of do a lot too because of all the artifacts. And when they're just all stacked together, and there's a few like specific ones like Essence of Dread Bloon, everything just goes insane. So this one was also pretty cool. This one was a little bit before, so I was still missing a few legendary artifacts, but I got this footage of taking out the final boss encounter of Bloonarius, where we kind of just like spit out an absurd amount of like DDTs, bads, and ZOMGs, and killed the boss pretty quickly with just one single destroyer there too. And then I had one Dark Knight, and I've actually died a few times because like on these boss rushes and all, especially with Bloonarius, I'll have something, even like with the super buffed Dark Knight at the back, it will still leak to like a bunch of just like random stuff. So that's kind of a occurrence, but as you can see, that is a lot of stuff. It's very laggy, and the game definitely got very laggy at certain points. So that's kind of just like the nutshell of the Rogue DLC Legends Unlimited Chimps gameplay experience. It's just getting just a stupid amount of legendary artifacts and see where it goes from there. And also, if you're wondering what happens when you go to a chest or like a campfire with no artifacts that's possible to gain, you'll just get tokens from them. Well, you can't like roll something when you're at a campfire. It literally just comes up with the option of nothing. So, but in the chest, you'll literally just get tokens. So that's kind of what happens there. But now let's talk about something pretty important, and that's going to be just the issues with the game mode itself and future talking points about Legends, which I think is something that's pretty important to talk about. So the regular campaign I found to be fun. Some people didn't, but I think a lot of people found it to be really fun. There's a few small tweaks that I would make, in my opinion, for like balance and kind of fun aspects of the game mode, and that would be just to make things move a little bit faster. I know a lot of people were talking about this, and the suggestion that I have to kind of fill up these filler games or speed up these filler games is that make the rounds start a little bit later, because the rounds progressively go longer, and that's really good for the challenge. But I'd make it start from like 41 to 60 instead of 21 to 60, because the first rounds are like 6 to 20, and then later on it's just like 18 to 60, and those game modes just go really long time. So just making everything maybe around like 20 rounds, just keep a lot of that stuff sped up, is really nice. And then also cutting out the map RNG. So my idea for this is that you could be offered like a choice of maps to take out the boss, and you could pick an easier map, but it would come at the draw of having a lot higher stats. And this would have to be done like an objective system instead of just saying advanced maps give this, beginner maps intermediate, because there definitely are maps that aren't built the same. Like X Factor is way harder than a lot of expert maps, and on the other end, like Off the Coast is, I'd say, even easier than some of the intermediate maps. Definitely like Polymephis is harder than that map. So there has to be kind of some scale, I guess, you'd have to make, which would be a lot of effort, but I think that would be a good addition. Again, these are just my suggestions. Now, Endless Chimps mode, this mode is really, really boring. And getting to stage 19, I only did this for this video. There's no way I would do that on my own. So what I'd say is use actual Chimps mode. You can make income and sell, and you have multiple lives in many of the game modes, which isn't Chimps mode. Just do that. It will make it Chimps mode, of course. And then I'd say ban boosts, because they really end up just getting annoying in this mode. There were some suggestions for like a toggle where you can kind of just skip or hit a random boost so you can AFK, which I think would be a really good suggestion. But I feel like in Chimps mode, to ramp up the difficulty, because it was just way too easy, I think just banning boosts would be a good thing on top of that, just to ramp up the difficulty a little bit. And then I would implement a 0.02 health scaling on every single stage to kind of keep the difficulty ramping up, because I noticed that there's just really no ramping. The rounds you push later, but there's no health ramping on that, so it's not like that's really going to be even a challenge anyways. So I think just something small with that on top of banning boosts, and it would be actually Chimps rules, I think it would give some good challenge, and you'd get harder stuff going on later. Again, maybe that could be tweaked, and I think just with all of that together, Endless Chimps mode might be fun. So basically, when it comes to videos, I guess, for this in the future, because I know I've done a lot of Rogue videos, and people talk about like the Strat Series videos, this will be the last one, at least until the Rogue Legends gets changed, which is actually really cool, because they have said that they will be doing updates on this and tweaks. So I hope that maybe some of these ideas could go through, or just ones that better. So do you agree with these ideas, and what would you suggest? So you can put something down in the comments. That would be really cool, and I'd like to see the feedback about, I guess, specifically what my ideas are and how you would either change them if you like agree and all of that. And then for future updates, they have stated that they plan to do 2 DLCs this year, which I think is way too much, and there should be focus on other parts of the game. Now, they did say that these 2 DLCs will be smaller and likely for a lower price, but I still think that that's just too much, and there's other features that I'd much rather see in the game, like honestly just having more bosses and all that stuff. Thanks for watching. If you want to help out the channel, you can check out these new videos, like and subscribe for more content, support the channel by becoming a member, and joining the Discord to chat with the community. Bye!